From a goalkeeper with multiple arms to a save that won Messi the World Cup, these are the greatest goalkeeper saves in World Cup history. And first, in the 2026 World Cup match between Mexico and South Korea, Mexico were 1-0 up and 3 minutes away from booking their place in the knockouts. As expected, the Koreans threw everything forward looking for a miracle, only for the goalkeeper to do this.
Bursting in field, the header's down, it's saved off the line! Incredible from Rangel!
This incredible save meant that Mexico became the first team to qualify for the 2026 knockouts. And it's safe to say Ochoa's chain has been handed to the right guy. But while Rangel had the weight of Mexican football history behind him, the next keeper became football's latest superstar. Making their debut for the first time at the World Cup, Cape Verde were expected to be destroyed by tournament favorites Spain in their opening game of the tournament. But as soon as the game started, it became evident that Cape Verde's goalkeeper was possessed by the spirit of prime Manuel Neuer. He opened his highlights reel with this double save.
To open up, Cucurella, and it's back off the frame of the goal. And Vosinia takes it over this time. Extraordinary. Ferran Torres denied.
And
from Pedri, there is the glance, and there's Vosinia again.
he kept stopping everything Spain threw at him, and by the end of the game, he had made 7 saves to complete one of the biggest upsets of the 2026 World Cup. As a result of his heroics, Vosinia went from having 50,000 followers on Instagram to over 16 million. That's more followers than Tom Brady. Damn, the World Cup juice is just different. And if a Cape Verde debutant can humble Spain on his very first appearance, just imagine what a Nigerian goalkeeper does to a young Lionel Messi. A 23-year-old Lionel Messi walked into the 2010 World Cup as the freshly crowned Ballon d'Or winner, hungry to dominate the tournament from his very first game. The world was bracing for the Messi show. Except he ran into Vincent Enyama, a Nigerian goalkeeper who decided to do this.
Lays it square and wants it back and gets it back, and Messi in the penalty area. Oh, it was nearly wonderful again.
Damn, that move right there is cash money for Messi, but Enyama was in no mood to hand out checks. But I'd rather be facing 4 Messi shots all afternoon than be the only thing standing between Ecuador's entire attack and the goal for 90 straight minutes. With a population of just 158,000 people, Curacao became the smallest country ever to make it to the tournament. However, their World Cup started rough as they got destroyed 7-1 by Germany, so nobody gave them a chance against Ecuador in their second game. And just 3 minutes into the game, Ecuador's all-time top scorer, Ener Valencia, was sent clean through on goal, only for Eloy Room to do this.
Caicedo seeking Valencia, brings it in! Ener Valencia denied! Eloy Room.
That save set the tone for the entire night because Room went on to make 15 more, breaking the World Cup record for saves in a 90-minute match. Curacao held on for a 0-0 draw and earned their first ever World Cup point, all from a goalkeeper who plays in front of a few hundred fans on the weekend. But as impressive as this is, it's nothing compared to what the next goalkeeper did. In the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, the USA faced Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal in the group stage, with both teams desperate for a result to stay in the tournament. And after scoring the game's opening goal, it looked like it would be a stroll in the park. But when Portugal thought they would score their second goal, this happened. The game ended 2-2. Howard walked off with man of the match, sending Cristiano Ronaldo home from the World Cup. But to think this is just 5 out of the 20 saves we've got lined up. Your plate is definitely getting filled up. Coming up, a Mexican goalkeeper denying Toni Kroos's perfect free kick, a striker turning into a goalkeeper, and an old man who twisted his body in ways no human spine should ever bend. Before we get to those, however, we have to see a save by the man with the iron fists.
And Son can't force it in.
In the knockout stages of the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, Brazil were literally on cloud 9 when they rushed into a 4-0 lead against a rather sorry South Korean team. But just after the break, the Koreans came out swinging and…
Two waiting in the middle. The ball can't quite find them. And then Alisson with a stop. And Son can't force it in.
Juan couldn't believe Alisson blocked that shot. It was as if he was facing the man with the iron fists. But while Alisson was just protecting a clean sheet, the next keeper had to face the full force of the reigning world champions.
It's 1-0 Mexico!
Heading into the 2018 World Cup, Germany were the reigning world champions and had just gone unbeaten in qualifying. Their opener was against Mexico, and absolutely nobody on earth gave Mexico a chance. But somehow, Mexico opened the scoring, and suddenly, the upset was on. With halftime approaching, Germany won a free kick in the perfect spot, which set up the scene for this.
Comes the free kick! Pushed onto the bar by Ochoa, away by Hernandez.
To make matters worse, Ochoa made 9 saves that night as Mexico did the unthinkable by beating the reigning world champions. But Ochoa at least beat the world champions in the group game where Mexico had time to recover from a mistake. The next keeper was 90 seconds away from his country's first World Cup quarterfinal in 12 years.
An exceptional elastic save.
With England seconds away from their first World Cup quarterfinal in 12 years, a long free kick by Colombia's keeper cooked up the perfect recipe for this to happen.
Up got Stones. Forward with vicious power by Matheus Uribe. An exceptional elastic save.
Pickford literally suspended himself mid-air to make that save. Unfortunately, it was all for nothing when Yerry Mina headed in a corner to make it 1-1 and force extra time. And while Pickford's save was for nothing, the next goalkeeper defied the laws of physics. Losing 2-0 to a rampant German team, England had no option but to go all out in search of a way back into the game. But when the perfect opportunity came their way, this happened.
Here's Milner, in towards Lampard! Well, that's as close as England have been. That could easily have deflected.
Damn, I didn't know humans could twist their bodies like that. We might as well call him the greatest goalie of the modern era. Speaking of saves that defy human logic, the next one wasn't even done by a goalkeeper. During the 2010 World Cup match between Uruguay and Ghana, the Ghanaians were hoping to become the first African team to reach the semifinals of the tournament. But they didn't know they were against a team full of world-class goalkeepers. So when the last chance of the game fell to them, Luis Suarez made an incredible double save to deny the goal.
I don't say they apologize about that because the Ghana player missed a penalty, not me. It's not my fault because I don't miss the penalty.
Now that we've made it to our top 10, it's time to take things to a whole new level. Coming up, a goalkeeper who got a personal phone call from the United States Secretary of Defense. A German keeper who fooled an entire stadium into thinking the ball never crossed the line. And a save so iconic it sent the 5-time world champions home from their own continent. But before we get to those, we have to see the only goalkeeper in football history to ever lift the Ballon d'Or. This video wouldn't be complete without paying homage to the only goalkeeper in football history to ever win the Ballon d'Or. They called him the Black Spider because nothing ever made it past his 8 arms. And in the 1962 World Cup, Lev Yashin showed the Chileans exactly what he was made of. But while Yashin earned his legend through honest saves, the next keeper forced FIFA to invent new rules.
Was it FIFA don't want?
Games between Germany and England are always a spectacle of football, and the 2010 World Cup match between the two countries was not an exception. The Germans rushed into an early 2-0 lead before Matthew Upson scored to make it 2-1. With the momentum on their side, Frank Lampard took a shot, and this happened. That clearly crossed the line, but since Neuer sharply gathered the ball, there was no way to prove it was a goal.
Surely crossed the line!
I hope he's here, I hope he's square.
However, that moment inspired the introduction of goal line technology and VAR. And if a goalkeeper can fool an entire stadium into thinking the ball never crossed the line, you better believe another could find a way to send the 5-time world champions home. Brazil rolled into the 2010 World Cup quarterfinals as 5-time world champions and favorites for the trophy. After 30 minutes against the Netherlands, they were already 1-0 up through an early Robinho strike.
To Robinho, who's onside and opens the scoring.
And they were absolutely cooking the Dutch. But with the move of the entire tournament, Robinho skipped past 2 players, flicked it to Luis Fabiano, who backheeled it into the path of Kaká, only for this to happen.
3 of them. Luis Fabiano, it's delightful football. Kaká!
That goalkeeper was a true hater. Imagine stopping the goal of the tournament just because you wanted to be a hero. If one Dutch goalkeeper could knock Brazil out of a World Cup, you better believe a Belgian would be doing the same thing. In the 2018 World Cup match between Belgium and Brazil, the Belgians were on the brink of getting a shocking victory against a team they were expected to lose against. But with a few seconds of play remaining, the ball was laid perfectly for Neymar, who couldn't believe how Courtois blocked his shot. But that was just one save. The next keeper made 16 of them just to keep his own country alive. Belgium's squad at the 2014 World Cup was genuinely ridiculous. De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, Origi, Mertens, Fellaini, and a young Courtois between the sticks. When the United States drew them in the round of 16, the Americans had one chance of survival, and that chance had a name: Tim Howard. He made not 1, not 2, but 3 insane saves to keep his teammates in the game.
By Morales, Origi, Howard behind it, but Vertonghen could save us. Lukaku.
Despite the USA losing 2-1 in extra time, the performance was so legendary that the United States Secretary of Defense himself called Howard the next day to thank him for defending America. And with that, we've made it to our top 5, where the saves don't just go down as great moments, they shape the history of the sport forever. Coming up, a goalkeeper who denied Zidane in extra time of a World Cup final, a save that won an entire country their first ever World Cup trophy, and a save Pelé himself called the greatest he had ever seen in his life. But first, in the 26th minute of the match between Brazil and Mexico, Neymar thought he was about to score a rare goal with his head. Unfortunately for him, Ochoa was in no mood to give favors. The save was so good that every major outlet on earth compared it to the iconic Gordon Banks save that I'll show you soon. But no World Cup saves compilation will be complete without the legendary Buffon. Most people remember the 2006 World Cup final for many things: Italy's mean defense, France's talented attackers, and the infamous Zidane headbutt.
He's just headed Materazzi in the middle of the chest.
However, something happened in the game that could have altered the outcome of the match completely. In the 103rd minute in extra time, Zidane got a free header in the 18-yard box for what was surely going to be a goal. Then, Gianluigi Buffon ruined his happy ending by doing this.
Allargo ancora per Sagnoli. La traversone di Sagnoli, cerca Zidane!
How was he able to stop that from such a short distance? I've got so many questions, but this save made sure the match remained tied, with Italy later winning on penalties. I wonder, what if Zidane had scored that goal? we probably might not have witnessed the iconic headbutt. Speaking of iconic moments, during the 2010 World Cup final between Spain and the Netherlands, the game went as everyone expected, two really good teams tactically battling to outsmart each other. In the 61st minute, Arjen Robben got a glorious chance to put the Netherlands ahead, but Casillas pulled off one of the biggest saves in football history to deny a certain goal.
Played through for Robben. This is the chance. Arjen Robben is in. And Arjen Robben has been denied by Casillas. Great miss or wonderful save.
He keeps his head, he waits.
Robben couldn't believe it, and neither could the fans in the stadium. Spain went on to win the trophy through a last-minute Iniesta dagger. No wonder Casillas couldn't control his emotions after the match. The next keeper, however, had to keep his composure to deny the greatest player of his generation. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico, England rolled in as reigning world champions, fresh off their 1966 triumph, and they drew Brazil in the group stage, a Brazilian team built around the greatest player who'd ever lived. And just 10 minutes into the game, Jairzinho skinned his man on the right hand and whipped in a cross. Pelé climbed above everyone, powered a header straight down into the bottom corner, only for Banks to deny him. Pelé himself said it was the greatest save he'd ever seen in his life. Brazil still won the match 1-0, but the only thing anyone remembers from that game is one English goalkeeper somehow scraping a ball off the
I
line.
think the save that Gordon Banks made against Pelé was the best save I've ever seen.
But even such an iconic moment pales in comparison to what comes next. The 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France was an all-timer match. Backed by Ronaldo fans, the French were aiming to win the trophy back-to-back. On the other hand, Messi and Argentina hoped to win the one international trophy they had craved for a long time. As the game started, the Argentines showed more hunger and deservedly took a 2-goal lead. But with the end of the game fast approaching, France came back to life through a quick double by Kylian Mbappe. The teams still exchanged blows in extra time, leaving the score at 3-3. With less than 30 seconds remaining on the clock, this happened. Without a doubt, this is the greatest save in World Cup history because I cannot imagine what would have happened had that ball gone in.
Câmera exclusiva da Globo, nós estamos no começo. Ele simplesmente desabou. Não é só um título.
And in 2022, the world champions are Argentina.
But of all the moments these saves came from, the World Cup itself has the wildest stories of any tournament football has ever witnessed. And the story of how we got here involves war, politics, tragedy, and a Frenchman who spent 2 years begging countries to take a chance on his crazy idea. Click on the next video to see the entire history of the FIFA World Cup. From a goalkeeper with multiple arms to Ter Stegen turning into Superman, these are the top 42 saves that shocked the world. And first, one of the most breathtaking saves you'll ever see.
What a save!
Agustin Marchesin went up to take a free kick and the ball was cleared. And suddenly, there was an empty net with Marchesin still upfield. The striker spots it, shoots, and Marchesin is sprinting back as if his life depends on it.
An offensive spark, and now here's the chipped effort. Would it find the back of the net? It's kept out.
His lungs burning, legs pumping, and he gets back just in time to somehow save it. Even Usain Bolt didn't run that fast. Genuinely incredible to witness. But speed is one thing. Pure reflexes that defy human biology are something completely different. With Tottenham desperate for an equalizer, Richarlison thought he had scammed his way into getting a goal, only for Raya to pull off a shocking reflex save.
Gets around Hincapié, and Raya keeps that one out. Just as it was trickling over the line, Richarlison denied.
But even ridiculous reflexes couldn't prepare you for what happens next.
No goal. How on earth?
With Bayern desperately looking for a goal, Joshua Kimmich thought he had scored the equalizer for the Bavarians, only for Sommer to pull off this incredible one-finger save.
Joshua Kimmich is taking a deflection. And did it go over the line? No goal, says the referee. It doesn't get much closer than that. How on earth did Sommer claw that off the line?
Damn, that's how fast I react when my phone slips from my hand, except I usually drop it anyway. But at least phone drops don't cost you a World Cup final. With a few seconds left in the 2022 World Cup final, France thought that they were about to win it, only for the most incredible thing to happen. Martinez spread himself impossibly wide and somehow saved it with his leg. Absolute madness. Absolute heroics.
Câmera exclusiva da Globo, notando com o Messi. Ele simplesmente desabou. Não é só título.
And in 2022, the world champions are Argentina.
But World Cup final heroics are nothing compared to what happened at the 2026 AFCON final. A few minutes into the second half of the 2026 AFCON final, Senegal's Iliman Ndiaye found himself one-on-one against the Moroccan goalkeeper. With the goal at his mercy, Ndiaye chose the perfect spot to play his shot. Technique flawless, only to be denied by an outstretched leg of the keeper who somehow read it. But what Ter Stegen did next broke the actual laws of physics. The Sevilla players thought that they had scored a brilliant goal against Barcelona, but Ter Stegen suspended himself mid-air to make this crazy save. Damn, I didn't know humans could fly, but I'm sure this next goalkeeper watched this and was like, I can do better. During the 2006 World Cup final between Italy and France, the Italians displayed a defensive masterclass to drag the French into extra time. With penalty shootouts fast approaching, the French pushed to try to get a winning goal. So when their best chance fell to the path of Zidane, they thought this was it, only for Buffon to pull off a miracle. For many, this was the save that won Italy the World Cup. But for the goalkeeper that comes next, this was child's play. With his defender horribly mistiming his pass, Gregory Coupé was about to concede the most embarrassing goal of his career. But instead of accepting his L, he did this. To think he still stood up to make the follow-up save. This guy has better reflexes than a cat. But I bet the goalkeeper at number 34 saw this and was like, I can do better.
Sensational!
During a Premier League match between Liverpool and Man City, Haaland shocked the entire world by scoring a penalty that gave City an unexpected 2-1 lead at Anfield.
What are you made of? Sugar and spice and everything nice! City 2, Liverpool 1!
With seconds left to play, Liverpool thought McAllister's volley was the miracle they needed. But Donnarumma pulled off a save that left even Pep Guardiola in shock.
Haaland tries to head it away. Liverpool on the edge of the box. And a brilliant save by Donnarumma. Sensational.
While one incredible save is impressive, 3 saves in literally one sequence is the stuff of legends. Since signing for Atletico Madrid, Jan Oblak has been instrumental to Diego Simeone's harem ball tactics. In a match against Bayer Leverkusen, Oblak showed just how good he was by doing this. He blocked 1, 2, and 3 attempts to score, and somehow the ball still didn't enter the net. But what Ryan Cherky did next shouldn't have been televised. After a nice hold-up play from Erling Haaland, Ryan Cherky danced his way around the Tottenham defense for what would have been a goal of the season contender, only to be denied by a save of the season contender. But I assure you, what comes next has never happened anywhere in history. It happened in the English Championship. As the player ran to play the spot kick, the goalkeeper did this.
To keep his team in it.
This is just crazy. How on earth was he able to pull that off? But if you look closely, you'll see I'm just messing with you and having fun. Here's what actually happened in reality. He dived completely normally and saved it as a regular goalkeeper would. I can't lie though, this would have been absolutely legendary if it were real instead of edited. This is the real spot kick.
But he can't. What the hell?
But even penalty pranks couldn't break into our top 30, because still to come is a goalkeeper using glue to make a save, a defender nearly breaking his own back, and a legendary goalkeeper pulling off a stop that almost gave his coach a heart attack. Before we get to those, however, we have to see one of the best saves in Champions League history. In a match between Bayern Munich and Barcelona, Robert Lewandowski thought he had doubled his team's lead, only for Ter Stegen to pull off one of the craziest saves you'll ever see. That's not goalkeeping anymore, that's actual witchcraft and sorcery. But at least Ter Stegen is actually a goalkeeper, the next guy just chose to be a full-time hater. In an intense match between Liverpool and Man City, Salah thought he had finally gotten the chance to put the ball in the net. But as the ball was literally about to cross the line, Kyle Walker came sprinting out of absolutely nowhere like a madman and cleared it with his entire body. This guy has to be the biggest hater in football history. He was genuinely willing to break his back just to stop Salah from scoring that goal. For a guy who wasn't even the goalkeeper, that's genuinely insane commitment.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving! This is my home!
But defenders making desperate saves is one thing. Keepers making saves that look completely fake is another level entirely. During a match between Chelsea and Crystal Palace, a Palace corner played perfectly towards the far post caused complete chaos amongst the Chelsea defense. But just as Palace were about to score from point-blank range, Robert Sanchez pulled off a save that, quite frankly, looks unbelievable and almost impossible when you watch the replay.
So Chaddy Riyad, and it's nodded in. Chris Richards.
The ball was going in from literally 2 yards out, and somehow he got strong enough hands on it to push it out. Sanchez gets clowned a lot on social media.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Are you serious right now?
But that save was genuinely world-class level. Speaking of world-class, the next save got a nod of approval from a legend of the game. James Maddison had just played the absolute perfect free kick over the wall, bending it beautifully around everyone, and was already running away to celebrate with his arms out. The ball was in. Everyone in the stadium knew it was in. Maddison absolutely knew it was in. Then, Aaron Ramsdale ruined absolutely everything by flying through the air like Superman to tip it over the bar.
لو استمر بهذه الكيفية والطريقة كرة بمحاولة ملعوبة.
No wonder legendary goalkeeper Peter Schmeichel tweeted, calling it the best save he'd seen in years. When Schmeichel compliments your keeping, you know you've genuinely done something special. But even Schmeichel's approval couldn't prepare you for the shocking save at number 26. If you've played FIFA on any console, then you know that a finesse shot from the edge of the box is practically unstoppable. But on this particular day, Barcelona goalkeeper Ter Stegen didn't care about any rules or video game mechanics. Isco received the ball at the edge of the Barcelona box and unleashed one of the most beautiful finessed shots you'll ever see in your life. Perfect technique, perfect placement, perfect everything. Then Ter Stegen spoiled absolutely everything by diving full stretch impossibly far to somehow tip it around the post. But even superhuman reflexes are nothing compared to a single save that won the World Cup. The 2010 World Cup final couldn't have been more intense or nerve-wracking. The vuvuzelas were deafeningly loud, and the game was tied at a boring 0-0. Both teams were absolutely desperate for one goal, and that opportunity fell to the Dutch in the 61st minute. Iker Casillas found himself one-on-one against an incredibly informed Arjen Robben. Robben had the ball, had the pace, had the perfect angle. This was basically a guaranteed goal that would win the Netherlands the World Cup. But what happened next shocked the entire world watching in their homes.
Played through for Robben. This is the chance. Arjen Robben is in. And Arjen Robben has been denied by Casillas. Great miss. Or wonderful
Despite
save.
diving to the wrong side initially and being completely beaten, Casillas somehow stuck out his leg at the last possible millisecond to deny Robben what should have been a certain goal. Robben couldn't believe what had just happened. Nobody watching could process it, and this save proved absolutely crucial to history because Spain went on to win the World Cup 1-0 in the final minutes of the match. But changing history is one thing. Defying the actual fabric of reality is completely different altogether.
Now this one might surprise you. See,
in a match against Shrewsbury Town, Stephen Payne had already dribbled past both the defender and the goalkeeper with a brilliant feint. Amos was on the ground, completely beaten, absolutely helpless, and Payne was literally about to roll the ball into an empty net, only for the goalkeeper to make an incredible save. Amos wasn't even looking at the ball or the player. His eyes were somewhere else completely, but somehow knew the exact, precise right time to dive. But even superhuman reflexes couldn't stop what Liverpool faced in the 2022 Champions League final. Having lost the 2018 Champions League final to Real Madrid, Liverpool came into the 2022 final with revenge on their minds. They had arguably the best attack in all of Europe. Mohamed Salah was absolutely unstoppable. Sadio Mane was clinical, and this was supposed to be their year. But little did they know, they were about to face the greatest one-man wall to ever exist in a Champions League final. Liverpool kept attacking Real Madrid wave after wave, desperately trying to score any goal. But every time they attempted to score, Thibaut Courtois was standing there to stop them. Sadio Mane thought he'd finally scored when he unleashed an absolute thunderbolt from the edge of the box, only for Courtois to somehow get across impossibly fast and save it. Real Madrid went on to win the game 1-0, purely thanks to Courtois defying logic repeatedly. No wonder a meme of him having multiple hands like Doctor Strange went absolutely viral. But even Doctor Strange's level of powers couldn't match what Suarez did next with his hands. During the intense 2010 World Cup quarterfinal match between Uruguay and Ghana, the Ghanaians were hoping to reach the semi-finals of the tournament for the first time in their history. But when the last chance of the game fell to them in the final minute, Luis Suarez made an incredible double save on the goal line using both his hands.
What a finish to the match. We saw that ball and Suarez
Blocked one header with his right hand, blocked the rebound with his left hand, got sent off immediately. Ghana got a penalty and then somehow missed it. Suarez became the most hated man in Ghana overnight.
I don't say they apologize about that because the Ghana player missed a penalty, not me. It's not my fault because I don't miss the penalty.
But a complete hero in Uruguay because sometimes being the villain is what wins you World Cup semifinals. But while Suarez's deliberate block made him hated across Africa, the next save turned someone into a hero. With the match between Everton and Sheffield United tied at 2-2, everything came down to one last corner kick. So when the corner was played, this happened.
Goes the corner. It's a delivery. How's that not gone in? Goodness me, Pickford has kept it.
Damn, not even the Red Cross could save like this. But now that we've made it to our top 20, you're about to witness balls getting pinned to posts like magnets, goalkeepers literally turning into breakdancers, and a referee who blocked a shot better than most professional keepers in the world. Before we get to those, we have to get the party started. During a game between Lech Poznan and Piast Gliwice in the Polish league, the Poznan players got a great scoring opportunity after a cross was whipped into the box. But after hitting a strong half volley, the goalkeeper did this. Damn, he pinned the ball in one place like his gloves had glue on them. This is by far the most bizarre save I've ever seen. Kind of reminds me of someone.
Hey yo, what the?
Now it all makes sense. But even this guy couldn't pull off the save that comes next. The match between Everton and Newcastle was poised to be an exciting affair, mainly because both teams had contrasting fortunes. Newcastle was aiming to secure a Champions League spot, while Everton was battling to survive relegation. Newcastle struck first through a Callum Wilson goal, but the Evertonians showed heart by pulling one back, only to be cancelled by VAR. Newcastle then added a further 2 goals to effectively kill the game. While searching for a 4th goal, a clearance by the Everton defense found its way to Joe Willock, and this happened.
Good try, great save. Wonderful hit from Willock, and it's brilliant from Jordan Pickford to get a palm to it.
The control, the volley, and the save were all highlights in their own right. Speaking of robbing people of glory, the next keeper literally turned into a professional breakdancer. During the 2022-2023 Serie A season, Roma came up against Empoli, hoping to secure a victory that would help them push up the table. But as soon as the game started, the Roma players were shocked when Empoli's goalkeeper did this.
Pellegrini dentro, Luperto. Poi El Shaarawy di testa per Dybala, col sinistro poi Mancini, Vicario Abraham, confusione arriva Smalling.
Wow, Vicario even turned into a breakdancer just to stop the ball from going in. But dancing is one thing. Adjusting your entire body mid-save is genuinely supernatural. When Bayern Munich went head-to-head with Leipzig, they weren't expecting their rivals to attack them with so much energy. However, for a team being sponsored by Red Bull, the Leipzig players understood the expectations of their club owners. In the second half of the game, Leipzig's Forsberg unleashed a rocket from a long way out. At first glance, it looked like a routine save for Neuer, but when it was replayed, it showed the ball changing direction at the very last second. Neuer, who had already moved to block the ball, had to adjust his movement to make an incredible save. But superhuman reactions are nothing compared to stopping Cristiano Ronaldo with literally one hand. In a Champions League match between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, a cross came to Cristiano Ronaldo in the 18-yard box. As Ronaldo unleashed a powerful shot, Neuer shocked the world with this one-handed save.
Able to turn on it, in for Ronaldo, Neuer again!
Doing this against the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo is just cold, man. But even denying Ronaldo couldn't match the absolute audacity of our next goalkeeper. In a preseason friendly between Leicester City and Liverpool, a Leicester player's mistake gave Szoboszlai a free run at goal. Seeing that the goalkeeper was out of his box, he went for an audacious shot, only to be denied by a crazy save.
Dominic Szoboszlai's won the ball and he's gone for goal! And Hermansen just about keeps it out.
The dedication to make that save when the match has zero consequences is genuinely admirable. But at least that was actually a player making the save. The next one was a referee. The players of Cruz Azul in the Mexican League thought they were about to score a third goal. The ball was rolling toward an empty net. The easiest tap-in of all time, guaranteed. But the referee shocked everyone in the stadium by pulling off one of the best blocks you'll ever see in football. He positioned himself perfectly like a trained defender, read the play better than the actual defenders, and blocked it cleanly with good technique. You know football has peaked when referees defend better than Tottenham defenders. But beautiful defending is nothing compared to 41-year-old goalkeeping excellence.
The old stage yet.
When the Cristiano Ronaldo-led Juventus welcomed Bologna, everyone expected them to overwhelm their opponents easily. This assumption was proved right as Ronaldo opened the score in just a few minutes into the game. But in a show of defiance, Bologna equalized almost immediately.
The centre half with a shot. Oh, it's a stunner.
However, Juventus showed their class by retaking the lead.
Well, then given away. Ronaldo, Pjanic.
With no real action from both sides, it looked like the match would end with a Juve win. Then, with the last chance of the game, this happened.
In it goes the Morsolini. It's there to be attacked too. It's off the bar from Santander. Goodness me. He's there again and Buffon makes the save. The old stage.
Making that save at 41 years old, Buffon absolutely deserves all his flowers as one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Age is genuinely just a number when you're that talented. But legendary Italian keepers are one thing. Spanish keepers doing the impossible is a completely different level. In a heated match between Sporting and Porto, the game's last chance fell to a Sporting team desperate for an equalizer. So with one final corner kick, Iker Casillas did the impossible. Damn, bro almost gave the Sporting coach a heart attack. But heart attacks are nothing compared to the absolute emotional roller coaster coming next. It was the semi-final of the 2025 Champions League, Inter versus Barcelona. And at first, Lautaro got the party started. But despite being 2 goals down, Barcelona weren't going down without a fight, and they scored not once, not twice, but 3 times to turn the game around. Then, with a few seconds left, Inter got the equalizer and scored a 4th in extra time. But with the last play of the match, Yamal thought he had scored Barca's 4th, only for the goalkeeper to pull off an insane save. And now that we've made it to our top 10, you're about to witness saves that literally won World Cups. A goalkeeper sprinting the entire length of the pitch in seconds, and one keeper who took his gloves off before a penalty and still saved it anyway. Before we get to those, however, we have to see one of the best saves in La Liga history. In a matchup between Sevilla and Real Madrid, Pepe scored to level the game at 1-1. While his goal was important, it was the goalkeeper who had the most legendary moment of the night.
Run from Navarro, the substitute should be a second. Oh, Casillas performs a second miracle save.
That save right there deserves to be in actual museums for future generations. But museum-worthy saves are nothing compared to breaking Brazilian hearts on the world stage. In the 2018 World Cup match between Belgium and Brazil, the Belgians were on the brink of getting a shocking victory against a team they were expected to lose against. But with a few seconds of play remaining, the ball was laid perfectly for Neymar, who couldn't believe how Courtois blocked his shot. While Courtois was a hero for his country, the next keeper showed why he was named the best goalkeeper in the world. After taking an early lead against Brentford, Chelsea came under absolutely relentless pressure from the Bees, who were desperate to get an equalizer and grab a valuable point from Stamford Bridge. However, Edward Mendy kept blocking attempt after attempt, save after save, desperately keeping Chelsea's slender lead intact. But with virtually the last kick of the match, Brentford got one more dangerous chance, and it looked like they'd finally broken through, only for Mendy to spoil the party. Sometimes one save in the 95th minute is worth 3 points. But 3 points are nothing compared to stopping one ball with 2 balls. In a match between Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle striker Dwight Gale thought he was about to give his team the lead, but Tottenham goalkeeper Hugo Lloris said, "Nah, not on my balls." What? Sorry, I meant watch. Speaking of goalkeepers putting their bodies on the line, in the Premier League match between Liverpool and Chelsea, Mo Salah saw that Chelsea keeper Edward Mendy was off his line, so he tried to lob him from a distance, only for Mendy to do this. But even flying keepers couldn't match our next goalkeeper, who turned into Usain Bolt. Manchester derbies have always been filled with drama, passion, and absolute chaos. Two teams from the same city giving absolutely everything for bragging rights. But nothing could have prepared the fans for what was about to happen in this absolutely insane 2008 derby. Manchester City were desperate for a late equalizer and sent literally every single player, including the goalkeeper Joe Hart, up to attack a corner. But as the corner was defended well, Manchester United suddenly found themselves with an empty Manchester City goalpost to shoot at from their own half. But in a crazy turn of events, Joe Hart turned into Usain Bolt. 1 second, ran the entire length of the pitch just to make this shocking save.
Giggs has got Rooney up to his left, 2 defenders back.
But even Olympic sprints are nothing compared to superhuman reflexes. During a match between Aston Villa and Arsenal, Villa mounted serious pressure trying to get an early goal and break Arsenal's spirit completely. Little did they know, they were coming face to face with the Catman.
Rodgers, good ball in, opportunity, shot takes a deflection, it's the crossbar, the rebound, what a save!
At this rate, David Raya could save my failing relationship. Genuinely world-class goalkeeping. But world-class is one thing. The greatest of all time is a completely different ballgame altogether. Manuel Neuer is arguably the greatest goalkeeper of all time. This man has made some amazing saves in his career. But this one he did against Italy is simply breathtaking. Imagine you're an Italian fan watching your country losing 3-0 to the Germans. Then, out of nothing, an almost certain goal falls to your player, and the opposition goalkeeper does this. This is just madness. He had no right to stop that ball, and to think Germany was already 3-0 up. Talk about a guy that stands on business. But standing on business is one thing. Taking your gloves off is genuinely insane. After playing an entertaining 2-2 draw in normal time, the quarterfinal match between England and Portugal at Euro 2004 came down to a penalty shootout. After the teams exchanged successful penalties back and forth, the Portugal goalkeeper, Ricardo, told the referee he wanted to remove his gloves before the next penalty. This didn't make any sense to anyone watching. Gloves are literally designed to help keepers stop balls, but Ricardo's plan worked when he saved the penalty with his bare hands. To make matters even more insane, Ricardo stood up and scored the winning penalty himself that sent Portugal through to the semifinals.
What a story this will be! The goalkeeper saved and scored and won the game!
That's genuinely one of the most legendary goalkeeper performances in tournament history. But even legendary tournament performances couldn't match the most iconic save ever recorded. In what was supposed to be an inconsequential friendly match between England and Colombia, René Higuita single-handedly turned it into an unforgettable memory. Renowned for his crazy and high-risk style of goalkeeping, he was simply a joy to watch for the neutrals. Not even Octopus Paul could have predicted what happened next. As a harmless cross came into the box from an England attack, Higuita decided to do this instead.
Redknapp. Goodness me, have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
He created what is known today as the Scorpion Kick, a move so iconic that the streets will genuinely never forget it. That's why it's the greatest save that shocked the world. Not because it saved a game or won a trophy, but because one man decided that normal wasn't good enough and created something beautiful that will live forever.
These are the craziest last-minute saves in football.
Oh my goodness, he's nearly scored! And Oviedo, another action saved!
And first, a block that was voted the best save of the 2021-2022 Premier League season.
For a pinpoint cross, it comes all the way through and a chance for the unfortunate save! That is sensational from Edouard Mendy!
Denying a perfect bicycle kick with a few seconds left? No wonder he was voted the best keeper in the world. Still, that's just number 20 on this list. How about the time a player was about to break Turkish hearts? Then one goalkeeper said, "Nah, not on my watch." Doing this while his country was protecting a 2-1 lead. Bro actually deserves a statue in Istanbul. But that was just one save. Another goalkeeper made 2 saves in the last 2 seconds of a match. In the 99th minute of the match between Sheffield and Everton, Sheffield got the last chance to win the game, only to be denied by a Pickford masterclass.
In goes the corner. Pickford has kept it out. Extraordinary at the net.
I know we get carried away sometimes on great goals.
But you see, this save happened in the Premier League. During a World Cup, a goalkeeper single-handedly saved his country from elimination. During the 2018 World Cup quarterfinals, Belgium defied all odds when they faced Brazil. But with Brazil pushing for an equalizer, Neymar unleashed a powerful shot that Thibaut Courtois blocked expertly. Just look at the time! Bro instantly became a hero in his country. But at number 16, De Gea became a wall just to deny Chelsea a historic win. After battling from 3 goals down to draw the match at 3-3, the game between Chelsea and Manchester United came down to one last moment. A free kick by Chelsea's Juan Mata. But with Mata's free kick destined for the top corner, De Gea shut him down with a brilliant fingertip save.
One screen already. That's another good effort.
That's a hell of a save, that. That is a hell of a save, that.
That's an unbelievable save from De Gea.
That's a fantastic save from the goalkeeper.
As impressive as this was, it is nothing compared to what Turnbull did at number 15.
From Turnbull, denied Bowyer, and again. Fantastic double stop from Ross Turnbull.
With the referee looking at his watch, West Ham got one last chance to try and win the game against Middlesbrough. Unfortunately for them, a young Ross Turnbull turned into a brick wall.
Now Foba. Great save from Turnbull, denied Bowyer, and again. Fantastic double stop from Ross Turnbull. The Middlesbrough fans are...
He blocked the first attempt and stood up instantly to clear the second attempt with his foot. But the save at number 14 won Liverpool the Champions League. In a match between Liverpool and AC Milan, Liverpool, who were losing 3-0 at halftime, produced the greatest second half to draw the tie at 3-3. Then, with a few seconds to penalty shootouts, this happened. Imagine making 2 quick saves against the best player in the world.
I can believe that the ball is not going in goal. It was a great save.
But for the next save, we must head back to the Premier League to see a masterclass from one of Chelsea's biggest flops. After rushing to a 2-0 lead against Watford, Chelsea came under pressure when the Hornets pulled 1 goal back. Then, with the last kick of the game, Watford thought they had snatched the draw, but Kepa's strong arm denied them.
Flick on! Oh my goodness, he's nearly scored! Kepa's only save of the game comes from the other goalkeeper.
Even the opposition goalkeeper came to congratulate him after that save. This reminds me of a last-minute save by one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. In a heated match between Sporting and Porto, the game's last chance fell to a Sporting team desperate for an equalizer. So with one final corner kick, Iker Casillas did the impossible. Damn! Bro almost gave the Sporting coach a heart attack. But that save is nothing compared to a block that denied Liverpool a historic win.
Another huge moment for the Arsenal goalkeeper.
In the 2022-2023 season, Arsenal shocked the world by mounting an unexpected charge for the Premier League title. This sudden rise to power meant that visiting Liverpool was no longer a threat. The Gunners proved this assumption by rushing to a 2-0 lead at Anfield.
Smuggled it in. Here's Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal make it 2-0.
But with the crowd behind them, the Reds mounted a comeback to tie the game at 2. Then, with a few seconds of the match left to play, Aaron Ramsdale wrote his name into Arsenal's history books.
Alexander-Arnold. Salah. Deflection. Saved by Ramsdale. Another huge moment for the Arsenal goalkeeper.
With that, we've made it to our top 10. This means we're taking the saves to an even crazier level, starting with one of the most legendary last-second saves in history. It was the 2023 Under-21 Euro Final, England vs. Spain, and the array of stars on display was incredible. England had Cole Palmer, Alex Gordon, and Emile Smith-Rowe, while Spain had Abel Ruiz, Rodri, and Sanset. However, it was England's Cole Palmer who got the party started via an unstoppable free kick. But the Spaniards weren't going down without a fight. They kept attacking the England defense without any luck. Then, with 1 minute left to play, Levi Colwill's foul resulted in a penalty for the Spaniards. So with an opportunity to tie the game, James Trafford did the impossible. And if that wasn't crazy enough, wait until you see what Begovic did to West Brom.
I cannot believe it.
In the last minute of the match between West Brom and Stoke City, Stoke goalkeeper Asmir Begovic thought he was about to head home for an early shower. But an unexpected dagger put him under more pressure than he had been in the entire game. He made not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 incredible saves to stop his team from losing.
Action as Doran lines up the shot. And a good save, but he's come out to Villa. And he could have been a double hero, so could Choi. And a great save by Begovic. All action here, right at the death. Referee had no time to glance at his watch.
Bro made more saves in 10 seconds than he did the entire match. This reminds me of a David De Gea masterclass against Everton. Heading into the last minute of play at Old Trafford, Everton knew they would only get one more chance before the referee blew the final whistle. So they put everyone in the Man United box to try to score a free kick by Baines. When their luck was about to shine, David De Gea ruined everything with his incredible save.
This to save a point. In by Baines. And Barry into the crowd. And Oviedo. Amazing save from De Gea. Boy, that's brilliant. This is absolutely stunning from De Gea.
But if we go back 7 years before this save, we will discover an even more incredible block by Carlo Cudicini. During a chaotic match between Tottenham and Chelsea, the score stood level at 4-4. But with the referee looking at his watch, this happened.
Berbatov is there, but Lennon's ploughing his own furrow. Backheel. Hudson asks for handball.
Now hold up a minute. Why did Berbatov embarrass that defender like that? But after sending him to get a hamburger, he thought he was about to win it for Tottenham, only to be denied by this point-blank save.
Berbatov is there, but Lennon's plowing his own furrow. Back heel, Hunston asks the handball. It's Berbatov! It's Berbatov! And Kunicini makes an astonishing save.
I'll tell you what, that is one of the most incredible saves I've ever seen. But it is not as impressive as a last-minute block made by a grandpa? When the Cristiano Ronaldo-led Juventus welcomed Bologna, everyone expected them to overwhelm their opponents easily. This assumption was proved right, as Ronaldo opened the scoring just a few minutes into the game.
Ronaldo, good footwork, good goal. Just like that, in the blink of an eye. Ronaldo.
But in a show of defiance, Bologna equalized almost immediately.
Shot. Oh, it's a stunner.
However, Juventus showed their class by retaking the lead.
Well, then given away. Ronaldo, Pjanic.
With no real action from both sides, it looked like the match would end with the Juve win. Then, with the last chance of the game, this happened.
In it goes the Mortellini. It's there to be attacked too. It's off the bar from Santander. Goodness me. He's there again, and Buffon makes the save. The old stager.
Making that save at 41 years old, Buffon deserves his flowers as one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. Now, even though the next goalkeeper isn't considered one of the greatest, his performance is regarded as one of the best in Premier League history.
Sims! Oh, he saves at his near post. Can Saints get this ball upfield?
During the era when Sean Dyche was the Burnley coach and Van Dijk played for Southampton, Burnley went head-to-head against their talented opponent from the South Coast. However, despite their superior firepower, Burnley grabbed the lead via Joey Barton. As with all Sean Dyche's teams, Burnley tried to protect their precious lead. This strategy worked well, until the last minute of the match. A clear chance fell to the path of Southampton, but a double save by Tom Heaton denied the Saints a share of the spoils.
Rodriguez with the shot, Heaton with the save, Sims! Oh, Heaton saves at his near post. Can Saints get this ball upfield? They need to do it quickly.
Still, as impressive as this save might have been, it is nothing compared to the save that won Man City the Champions League.
Manchester City!
In the highly anticipated final of the 2023 Champions League, a rampant Manchester City team faced a solid Inter Milan team. It was like an unstoppable force clashing with an immovable object. The first half reflected this presumption, as both teams nullified each other's tactics. As the second half started, Rodri gave City the all-important lead.
This time, here's Bernardo Silva. Could he be the man? Not to be. Rodri!
Inter responded brilliantly to conceding. They launched wave after wave of attacks, but a combination of bad luck and Lukaku prevented them from scoring an equalizer. Then, in the 5th minute of added time, Inter got one last chance from a corner kick.
Stay out! Corner, last chance! Oh, Anderson was there! Oh, we've survived scares, and there it is!
With tension visible all around the stadium, Ederson saved a glancing header to win Man City their first Champions League title in history.
Manchester City! Can you believe it? What a night in Istanbul!
But the goalkeeper at number 3 became a national hero with just one save.
History for Giorgio Tbilisi.
After qualifying for their first international tournament, the Georgian fans were full of excitement for the Euro 2024 match against the Czech Republic. Their excitement turned into joy when they scored their first ever goal at a major tournament. However, the experienced Czechs equalized and kept mounting pressure to try and get the winner. With a few seconds remaining on the clock, the Czechs got a glorious chance to win the game. But Giorgi Mamardashvili pulled off a miracle to hand his nation their first ever point at a major tournament.
Make a call and hit another lick, yeah. Turn a 10-piece to a 20 quick. I got money busting out the money clip.
I cannot imagine what that save meant to these Georgian fans. This reminds me of the roller coaster of emotions Watford fans experienced in 2013. In the semi-final of the championship playoffs, Leicester City won a penalty in the 96th minute of extra time.
Knockout, he's got beyond Briggs, still going, knockout goes to ground as Casillas leads on him, penalty! That is a massive decision!
All they needed to do was score, and their place in the playoff finals was guaranteed. But a brilliant double save by Almunia set up the greatest end to a football game.
If Knockout scores it, Leicester City go to Wembley and it's the end for Watford. Knockout takes, Almunia saves, Knockout follows in, Almunia saves again! Absolutely astonishing. Now here come Watford. Forestieri. Here's Hawk! Deeney! Do not scratch your eyes! You are really seeing the most extraordinary finish here! It almost mirrors...
From despair to uncontrollable joy, the Watford fans will never forget this moment in their lives, and neither will we. But now, it's time for the greatest last-minute save in football history. The build-up to the final of the 2022 World Cup was like none other. France, led by Kylian Mbappe, against a Lionel Messi-led Argentina. However, Argentina broke French hearts by rushing to a 2-0 lead. As the second half resumed, Kylian Mbappe scored two wonderful goals to force the game into extra time. Then, Lionel Messi's brilliance once again put Argentina in front. However, a defiant Mbappe tied the game by completing his hat trick. With the game seconds from a penalty shootout, a glorious chance fell to Kolo Muani to seal a historic comeback. But the outstretched leg of Emiliano Martinez denied what would have been a heart-wrenching moment for Messi. Watching the replays, Argentina were millimeters away from losing the final. Although Lionel Messi got the win, history will always remember that this save gave him the platform to achieve immortality.
Câmera exclusiva da Globo notando o começo. Ele simplesmente desabou.
But as emotional as this might have been, it is nothing compared to when a plane crash wiped out an entire team. Or the time Eriksson almost passed away on the pitch. Click on the next video to see the most emotional moments in football.